Hello and welcome back to the TheDropOutDragon. Today we're going to take a look at the anime flip sword. I'm sorry, slip of the tongue. The Farron Greatsword. Now, this is the kind of weapon that I think everybody's going to try out at least once. I mean, Dark Souls 3 can look more anime than ever, so that's this weapon in a nutshell. It is a very interesting weapon. As you can see, I have 481 Aeon on it at the 35 dex point, which is what this scales with. Very well in the A scaling for dex, and then it has C scaling for strength, so I'm at 40 strength, and that's the damage that we can put out with this thing. So there's some interesting qualities about this weapon, and a very interesting move set. So we have the regular R1s, which are typical for great swords. We have the R2 there, and then we have the rolling attack, which is, you know, pretty typical of the great swords in this game. But then, when we two-hand it, I put quotations up, you couldn't see them. When you two-hand it, you do this with the L1. Yeah. The flippity-dibbity amazing little whatever move. Now, that is a very interesting move, as it has a lot of hitbox. I mean, I'm telling you, it just puts hitboxes everywhere, including the little dagger smashdown that it does before that. It can dead angle, which makes it pretty good for chasing people down who have shields. The actual sword art of the weapon doesn't exist. It just parries with the dagger. It doesn't actually do a sword art, and it costs no focus points to do any of its special stuff. So you do a rolling L1, it throws out the dagger and then smashes down with the great sword. It is a very interesting weapon in how it doesn't require a whole lot to use, a whole lot of thought either. I have issues with this weapon only because I don't even know why we have the R1 or the R2. I mean, you won't use them because as a strength weapon's weakness is not being able to get in somebody's face, and a move like this, which just dashes forward, that gives you the ability to close the gap pretty quickly. So it encourages you to use it and spam it a lot, which is a little annoying to fight most of the time. But here's something interesting. Let's say you have this shield. This is the Black Knight shield. This doesn't parry. This is a sword art shield. Well, if I use the sword art, I just parry. I have like Call of Duty quick hands or something, because he just has his dagger out and puts the shield back there for just a second, and he just parries. So we can have the high stability of the Black Knight for a medium shield at least, and doing the parry. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe there's a great shield maybe that might have a sword art, and you can do things like that, have high stability. I don't think there is. I think they're all bashes. I could be wrong. But I have to go look at those as well. But that's kind of interesting how you can do that. I'm not sure if it's OP or not. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that. I don't know if this weapon's OP. I mean, it's very punishable. Most people who are using it that I've fought, I've been able to punish because they really spam out that move. So what I like to do while I'm using it, and I recommend you do it too, is you try to mix up the moveset just a little bit so people think you're not just going to spam it. They kind of get in your face about it. You take advantage of your hyper frames just like that. Kind of get away from this guy because he hurts. He hurts a lot. Got to be a little bit careful. And he's making... I didn't think that would hit him, so I didn't think he'd parry. I thought he'd roll into that. Just kind of mixing it up. Go ahead and smack him right there. So normal greatsword stuff. And then, out of nowhere, like a rocket, ta-da! Right in his face. Now he knows I'm using it, and he's going to screw up that parry, and I'm going to go ahead and finish him off. Just like that. So that kind of move, if you kind of mix it up a little bit, it makes the weapon very dangerous because you're not... Everybody sees you holding this dagger. They know you're going to L1. They know that you're just going to flippity-dippity all day. By the way, I don't really recommend the follow-up after the two slides, that flip. I don't recommend it. It's really, really easy to backstab somebody who's done that. It's pretty much a free backstab. And I think in one of my videos before that, I even showed that. I just kind of laughed at somebody who was using it, and they wanted to do the flippity-dibbity, and I just, you know, backstabbity. So, and then a fun little play on words. Aren't I clever? This is what people pay me for. This is what you get. But this is this weapon. I'm not going to cover a whole lot to it. I actually don't have a whole lot of fun using it. I think it's just one of those things that everybody's going to use at least once. At least once. They're going to have a character that uses it. And it doesn't require a whole lot of investment. So if you've got a quality build, it can use it. It can use it and do decent damage. It doesn't have like any faith requirement or anything like that. So you just do it. Go ahead and give it the whole bow here. This guy's using almost the, I think it's the same weapon as the last dude. Everybody's having fun with the Karthus curved swords. If that is the Karthus sword, sir. I'm not sure what that is. I think that is. There's one that looks remarkably similar to it. And he's doing the fancy. I'll throw out a rolling attack since he couldn't parry. Rolling attacks are very easy. And see, I just clipped him. I just pressed the button once, and then 2 seconds later got a hit on a guy, so... And he's a little laggy to that. I think he's waiting. Oh, he backstepped. That's not a good idea. Do not backstep in this game. It doesn't have any frames whatsoever. I'll just catch him in that. Oh. Ah, yes. That's the one that you get from here. That is not the Karthus curved sword. My mistake. So he's got a little bit of health left. Not a whole lot. Thankfully, he's not healing. People haven't healed on me all day. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. So I just keep the pressure on. He's looking at me. He's like, "What are you doing? Why are you throwing out kicks? Press the right button in the right order, please." And he's trying to punish me down. He's trying to punish my movement. Not a bad decision. And I'll get up in his face just like that. And I'm sure on his screen, I probably didn't make that hit. I probably was a little bit away from him. That happens. And I mean, latency's a thing in every Souls game, and I'm sure he thought he could space that out. He didn't make any attempts to roll or anything, and it's definitely not his first time fighting this weapon. Everybody has fought this at one point or another. And that's, like I say, I say this to everybody, you might think something's OP, or you might think something's garbage, or you don't really know how to deal with it. Go use it. Go respec or whatever if something's really bothering you, and go use that weapon. Because when you use it, you can figure out how to counter it by your own movements. People will counter you, and you can learn from that experience and do what they do when they're whooping your ass because you have no idea what you're doing. So that's what I try to do. I try to vary up all my weapons, and if somebody has just found some way to make me look like an idiot, then I want to play like that guy with that particular weapon against what I'm using. I want to be like that. I want to be like, oh, that guy totally backstabbed me. I didn't even know that was backstabbable, and he got me. So this guy's pulled out a buckler. Maybe he's thinking this is an easy parry. It's not the easiest thing to parry in the whole world, this special attack. So we'll go ahead and catch him in a roll, because he spammed it. And this is what we'll do. We'll get up in his face, and maybe... No, he's not. He's not having it. We'll go ahead and chase him down, do that. It does stun lock. It is a stun lock. Yeah, he tried to parry. If I had a faster weapon, I might have gotten that one, but nothing on this end right now. And I'll go ahead for the backstab. So what happened there? This is something that hasn't happened in my videos yet. So what happened there to give me that backstab? What happened? Basically, I was already in the middle of my animation, and it connected with his backside, even though he had turned to hit me. So it's kind of like a lag stab. It's as close as you can get to being lag stabbed in this game. It is sucky, but it does happen. But it is totally avoidable. Don't give somebody your back in that way if they're obviously fishing for it, like I was there. I was just obviously fishing for that. So once it connects on my end, because it seems to be fairly client side, I'm not sure. And then he turns around and hits me, but I'm already in the animation, so he's got a problem, and it connected with him, and so it gave me that. That's what happened there. That is totally off topic to this weapon, by the way. That's just a random fact. Random fact. So, alright, we got Orenstein. Orenstein the beautiful. Ah, yes. Remember when Orenstein was part of the Abyss Watchers? Good stuff. Oh, nice. Nice. This is a good connection. Nice. I'm really excited for our fight, Orenstein. You look fun. You look fun. This is something you just have to deal with. This is a Souls game. All Souls games have this problem. I'll go ahead and hyper armor through that. And if you follow up the two R2s, you do the flip. Don't do the flip. Don't do it. Don't be like me. I'd forgotten. I thought I could give a good chase. Oh, man. Everybody loves laggy Orenstein. Everybody loves that. A laggy spear. It's always fun. I'm just gonna keep chasing him down. Oh, he says no. No, you're not. You need to stop that. Okay, so he knocked me out of my frames. Oh, you remember when he used lightning spear? That was a really cool. That was a really cool thing. I was really scared he was gonna like heal there. He didn't. He just wanted more. No, let's trade. There we go. I mean, that was definitely not a fight of skill or anything like that. That was just, what do you do when there's just that kind of lag? What do? You just deal with it. You deal with it and you move on. Anyway, so really, this is probably going to be my last fight. There's not a whole lot about this weapon to talk about other than it's a good chase down weapon. It can dead angle if you do it right. It's kind of tricky, and I haven't really faced somebody who's really hiding behind the shield to show it off. So I don't know. That's just wanted to get this video out of the way because they had some requests for it on Twitch and through Twitter, and people said, "Oh, please do the Farron Greatsword, do the anime, do the anime." And I was like, okay, so there we go. I've talked about the anime. Now everybody can leave me alone about the anime. We don't have to talk about the anime anymore. Because I'm not a huge fan of this weapon. It's kind of nice, a nice change up to how the rest of the weapons work, but I feel like it's very one-trick pony, and that's just not my favorite thing. So blessed weapon, haven't seen that in a while. I'm glad it's a thing. Didn't get my backstab, which surprises me. He's going for that. He's ready. He wants to parry now. Okay, I'll go ahead and catch him somehow. I'll see that I don't even get that. Like, how did that even happen? I'll go ahead and parry him. There we go. GG, Mr. Man. Thank you. So that was it. That's all we have to really do here with this weapon. Kind of chase it up, get in their face a little bit. You've got your shield. Remember that. If you want to do the sword art shield, it's kind of interesting how you can just do that. It's kind of weird, but it's a thing. So you have that. You can play defensively. You can play aggressively. It's actually not a bad weapon for people who like to change up their play styles. But at the end of the day, I feel it's a very one-trick pony. And if that person figures it out, or they already know how to deal with it, you're pretty much fucked. And let me tell you, the biggest weakness to this weapon is a shield. Absolutely. I know I said it could dead angle, but if they do it from the area that's not dead angleable, if that's a word, I don't even know if that's a word. It's probably not. But if they do it and they fail the dead angle, you just look at them basically, because the recovery for this moveset is actually pretty long. So right in that, I get hit. So if they got a straight sword or something, they're just going to punish you all day. So we got lucky and we fought some people that didn't know what to do, and I kind of showed off. But that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. The Dropout Dragon is dropping out.